Have you ever considered that some things speak louder than words? That a simple shape, a flash of light, or a silent mark can carry a weight that resonates across millennia. Ancient symbols have a way of reaching us, speaking a language that our modern world sometimes forgets. Why do these ancient emblems, born from a world so different from our own, still hold such a powerful grip on our imagination? What secrets do they keep, and what do they reflect about us? In ages past, long before words were written and shared as they are today, humanity relied on a different form of communication. Cultures across the globe developed intricate systems of symbols to convey their deepest truths, their histories, and their understanding of the world. Many historians observe that these were not mere decorations. They were complex vessels of meaning, carrying layers of significance that could be understood by all, from the scholar to the farmer. Each generation would add its own layer of interpretation, enriching the symbol's story without erasing what came before. There are records suggesting that these emblems were central to community life, serving as reminders of shared identity, values, and the mysteries that bind us all together. They were the silent storytellers of their time. Consider one of the most recognized symbols in human history, the cross. Long before it became tied to a specific faith, cross-like shapes appeared in various ancient cultures, each with its own context. For some, it might have represented the intersection of two realms, the meeting point of the divine and the terrestrial. For others, it could have symbolized the four cardinal directions or the elements of nature. Over time, its meaning evolved dramatically. In the context of the biblical narrative, it became a powerful emblem of sacrifice, redemption, and a profound spiritual promise. Its simple form carries a complex history, a story of transformation where a symbol of suffering became, for millions, a symbol of hope. The cross reminds us that the meaning of a symbol is not static. It is shaped by history, belief, and the human heart. Throughout ancient texts, light emerges as a recurring and powerful symbolic theme. It is often associated with awareness, knowledge, and moments of profound realization. In a world without the constant illumination of our modern era, natural light, the sun, the moon, the stars, was a source of life, safety, and orientation. It represented a force that could dispel confusion and reveal what was hidden in the darkness. In many narratives, the appearance of light signifies a turning point, a moment of divine guidance, or a sudden burst of understanding. It is commonly interpreted not just as physical brightness, but as spiritual or intellectual clarity. The contrast between light and shadow becomes a canvas for exploring themes of truth versus ignorance, order versus chaos, and hope versus despair. Light, in the symbolic sense, is the very essence of discovery. Beyond shapes and elements, numbers themselves often appear to carry symbolic weight in ancient records. It's not about complex calculations, but about the deeper patterns that some observers believe are woven into the fabric of these texts. Certain numbers appear with a notable frequency, leading some scholars to suggest they were used intentionally to convey ideas beyond their simple numerical value. For example, the number 7 often corresponds with concepts of completion or divine order, appearing in stories of creation and cycles of time. The number 40 frequently marks a period of testing or transformation, a journey through trial toward a new beginning. These patterns are subtle, inviting contemplation rather than commanding a single interpretation. They hint at a world where even mathematics could be a form of poetry, a way to express the underlying structure of the cosmos and the human journey within it. Ancient marks and seals also offer a fascinating glimpse into a world of symbolic meaning. In many historical contexts, a seal was far more than a simple signature. It was a mark of authority, ownership, and authenticity. To place a seal on a document or a tomb was to declare it protected, complete, and there are interpretations that view these seals in a more spiritual light, as symbols of divine protection or the marking of something as sacred and set apart. Some ancient writings describe symbolic seals being placed not on objects, but on people, signifying a covenant, a promise, or an unbreakable bond. These marks suggest a sense of permanence and preservation, a way of ensuring that what is truly important endures through time, guarded against corruption and loss. They are symbols of ultimate security and belonging. Even the act of writing and the form it takes can be profoundly symbolic. Ancient scrolls, painstakingly crafted and preserved, were more than just collections of words. They were revered objects in their own right. The unfurling of a scroll could represent the revelation of hidden knowledge or the unfolding of destiny itself. The very existence of a written text in a largely oral culture was a symbol of permanence, authority, and the transmission of sacred wisdom across generations. Some traditions suggest that the letters and words themselves hold a deeper power, that the sacred writings are not just descriptions of reality, but are an active part of it. In this view, the text is a living vessel, a conduit through which profound truths continue to speak, inviting each new reader into an ancient and ongoing conversation. Over the centuries, the way people understand these symbols has shifted and evolved. Think of it as looking at a mountain from different valleys. The mountain remains the same, but the perspective changes. In one era, an emblem might be interpreted through a lens of philosophy and allegory. In another, it might be seen through a more mystical or prophetic framework. Some scholars suggest that these shifts reflect the changing concerns and intellectual currents of each period in history. There are interpretations from early thinkers who saw symbols as cosmic maps, and later ones who viewed them as psychological archetypes. No single perspective has held a monopoly on meaning. This diversity of interpretation doesn't necessarily weaken the symbols. Instead, it highlights their incredible depth and their capacity to speak to different people in different times, always offering a new layer to explore. So, why do these ancient symbols still fascinate us? In a world saturated with information and fleeting images, they offer a sense of permanence and depth. They connect us to a long chain of human experience, to the questions and wonders that have occupied our ancestors for thousands of years. There may be a psychological component as well. These symbols tap into universal patterns of thought and emotion that some believe are embedded in our collective consciousness. They speak a language that bypasses the rational mind and goes straight to the heart, stirring a sense of mystery, awe, and belonging. They are not just relics of the past. They are active mirrors, reflecting our own search for meaning in a complex world, inviting us to look deeper. If this journey into the silent language of symbols has sparked your curiosity, we invite you to continue the exploration with us. By subscribing, you join a community dedicated to looking beyond the surface and contemplating the deeper currents of history and human expression. Your likes and comments contribute to the conversation, and sharing this video helps others discover this path of inquiry. Thank you for being a part of it. In the end, these ancient emblems leave us with more questions than answers, and perhaps that is their true purpose. They are not meant to be solved like puzzles, but to be held in our minds as objects of contemplation. They invite us to pause, to reflect, and to wonder. As we gaze into the depths of a symbol, are we uncovering a timeless, objective truth that it holds within it? Or are we, in fact, seeing a reflection of our own deepest hopes, fears, and the enduring human quest for meaning itself?